This region right here is where the vast majority of, is where there's the highest concentration of black people. Right now. I've driven this. If you go to Mississippi, which is the right side or the eastern side of the Mississippi River, go to the state of Mississippi right there. There's a string of about 7 or 8, maybe 9 counties that are all majority black. You can get in your car and drive along the eastern bank of the Mississippi River and go from one county to the next where you're going to encounter black judges, black mayors, black sheriffs, black tax collectors, black potential. And yet it is one of the most impoverished areas of the country, and it certainly doesn't present itself as an appetizing or inviting place for black people to move to. But Mississippi, more than the other states, is the state that has the highest black population percentage-wise, and therefore has the highest potential for becoming a black Mecca. I have this thing that I've been thinking about all week. When most black people hear the name Mississippi, there's nothing positive that they associate with that. But I believe that God is setting up a Mississippi miracle. What does a Mississippi miracle look like? A black governor in Mississippi. You know that the first black senator, the first black U.S. senator actually came from Mississippi, Hiram Revels, a place called Natchez, Mississippi, which you had the opportunity to visit. Mississippi, just write it down. Don't try to fact check me. There's no way that you can because I'm speaking prophetically, but just write it down to where Pastor Gurley said that Mississippi is pregnant with potential for black people. If you get in your car and you drive that land, that state from south to north on Highway 61, that's the highway that runs north and south, you'll see it's some of the most beautiful terrain and territory in the country. What we don't know, because we are so short-sighted in our teaching of history, is that some of the first multimillionaires in this country were not necessarily from the Northeast, right, in New York and in New Jersey and in those industrial centers, but they were along this Mississippi River, because it's rich in soil. Whenever a people are planted by the river, that's God's signature move, saying, I want to establish these people, not just for 50 years or 60 years or 100 years. Keep in mind that the people of Kemet, Egypt, were established along the Nile River, and they lived in that place and space and prospered for 3,000 years. Keep in mind that the people of China were positioned in the same way along the Yangtze River and the Yellow River, and their civilization has existed for 5,000 years. Whenever God wants to position people for permanence and power, going back to my reading of Psalms chapter 1, verse 3, he shall be like a tree planted by the river. The thing about the tree planted by the river is not going anywhere no time soon.